Welcome to Cloud Slam 09. My name is Igor Edelman, and I welcome you. You have joined the first of our terrific lineup of the feature keynote session. I have the absolute pleasure of presenting you and introducing you to Ivan Casanova from datacenter. Ivan is the Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer.
Thank you, Igor. Good morning, everyone. So thank you very much for taking the time this morning to log into this session. I think it'll be informative. We will obviously, try to make it as interesting as we possibly can for everybody. I think you probably already got instructions. If you have questions as we're going, you could just use the QA or the chat function, and we'll try to do them as we go. If not, maybe we'll circle back at the end and try to look at some of the questions. As Igor said, I'm SVP and Chief Marketing Officer at datacenter. If you want to send me an offline communication outside this channel, you can find me in any one of the popular social networking sites, and you can send me any questions that you might want, and or if you want to discuss something further that you might hear today. Been doing this for a while, longer than I'd like to admit sometimes, and but kind of been working in the infrastructure software market for the past 15 years or so, and we'll try to share some of that experience today. So today's topic is called cloud computing for the corporate data center. I work here at datacenter, and we've been working on virtualization and grid computing and now cloud with enterprise customers for the better part of a decade now. And really, this presentation isn't really anything other than trying to kind of aggregate and rationalize the past 10 years' experience in the infrastructure software market, and working with some of the largest companies in the world to help them to modernize their software infrastructure, and trying to share what we learned. So this is kind of less about personal opinion and more about kind of aggregating a bunch of experiences and trying to share them for the benefit of all. I think hopefully you'll come away with some understanding of what's required to take enterprise IT organizations and have them move towards cloud computing. That's really kind of the goal, is to share those experiences, and hopefully everybody learns a little bit about that. I think that we're going to spend the majority of the time here talking about the enterprise. But I think that the proper starting point for this discussion is the consumer space. I think over the last 5 years or so, what we've seen is, the large consumer online service providers, you see some of the logos listed there on the slide, really entered into an arms race, right? They invested, hundreds of millions of dollars in data center capacity and modern data center equipment in an arms race, really, to be the leading provider of online services to the consumer markets globally. And I think what happened is I think they kind of stretched the boundaries a little bit about what's possible, right? They really started to think about, how do I offer unlimited scalability and unlimited capacity to as many people as I possibly can, and offer those services over the internet. And what we've learned is a great deal about kind of how software applications need to be delivered, and how everyone can leverage the internet as a platform to help deliver online applications. So even though that's the starting point, I think the second kind of stake in the ground as a kind of a precursor to the core of what I'm going to talk about was what Amazon did. Right? I think they've staked